Shedeur Sanders may complicate Kevin Stefanski's plans after Browns set QB1 deadline, says insider. The noise around Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns is growing louder by the day. And with head coach Kevin Stefanski's job reportedly on the line, it's no wonder the pressure is reaching a boiling point. Recently, Sportsnaut's Jason Burgos even floated a wild possibility. Alabama legend Nick Saban could land with the Browns if things go south. According to Burgos, the franchise might be desperate, enough to make Saban an offer he can't refuse. But before that fantasy turns into reality, there's a much more immediate dilemma brewing in Cleveland, and it revolves around the quarterback room. The drama surrounding the Browns' 4-QB logjam has only deepened with time, mostly because no decision has been made yet. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero recently broke down the state of this complicated battle, and his take made one thing clear. There's pressure on Stefanski, and someone will soon have to rise above the rest. As it continues to gain traction, journalist Tom Pelissero dissected the QB situation in the Browns and shared his take. He weighed in on the two veterans, Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, who are waiting for an opportunity to prove their potential. While Flacco won a Super Bowl almost a decade ago, Pickett has struggled with injuries. Speaking of the preseason, he said, "The logical way to approach this would be you give Joe Flacco a start. You give Kenny Pickett a start. You give the two rookies a lot of playing time through those first two preseason games." Meanwhile, there are also two rookies in the equation. As Pelissero said that Sanders still has a lot to learn. Moreover, Pelissero noted that the situation would only get more complicated in the future for one reason. We've all seen when you get into the preseason and it's usually a first-round quarterback, but sometimes a rookie quarterback or a young guy will jump off to such a great degree that the coaches involved just have to go, "We've got to at least give this guy a shot." He believes the coach will feel the pressure to give at least one of them a chance on the field. This means that all Sanders needs is just one powerful move. And well, he has moved mountains in Cleveland's OTAs, completing 77.3% of his passes with 9 touchdowns and 1 interception. Soon, there was major buzz surrounding Sanders as speculation about his future with the team grew louder. Though he has only seen limited 7-on-7 action and remains behind the veterans, he has been fiercer than ever in the competition. Will he be able to stay with the Browns? After all, there's another rookie in conversation. Kevin Stefanski is under pressure as the QB1 deadlines approach. Well, many analysts have hinted that Dillon Gabriel has better chances than Sanders. As sports writer Mary Kay Cabot shares, Gabriel has impressed the staff with his performance. His superpower in the competition is his computer-like processing speed and decision-making, she further added. He has been quite impressive in the practice session. Spencer German even dubbed one of his bootleg fakes the throw of the day. That kind of buzz is rare. They are intrigued by Dillon Gabriel. They think from the neck up he is a #1 pick. Tony Grossi commented on ESPN Cleveland, which only added fuel. Well, the situation has gotten serious now with little time left for Stefanski to make a decision. It's rookie Gabriel who's generating the most momentum. As the head coach earlier declared, all 4 of those guys did a great job in the spring. But ultimately, we'd love to make decisions sooner than later. But it seems patience is wearing thin. As Cabot explained, "I don't know if they'll name a starter at this point. But I think by the time they get home from Philadelphia, that game on August 16th, they have to know who their starting quarterback is," she said. This means that the Eagles' preseason game is the deadline for the franchise to make a decision. As Cabot bluntly put it, "You can't spend a whole bunch of camp in a 4-way quarterback competition. It's not sustainable. The Browns need to commit to a starter." NFL insiders and former players have also weighed in, with Aditi Kinkhabwala leaning toward Pickett and Kyle Long giving a public nod to veteran Flacco to show support. That leaves Shedeur Sanders in a precarious spot. What we can do is wait to see how things turn out for him. The humid late July air in Berea hung thick over the Cleveland Browns practice fields, the kind of sticky heat that makes every dropped snap feel heavier than it should. Kevin Stefanski stood at midfield, arms folded, visor tilted just enough to shield his eyes from the sun. His team was on a clock now. An internal QB1 deadline had been set, and according to a veteran insider, the countdown was threatening to implode his carefully crafted plan. The plan had been simple on paper. Let the veterans compete, test the rookies' mettle in a controlled way, and declare a starting quarterback by August 10th to stabilize the huddle before preseason Game 2. But nobody, not even the most seasoned beat reporters, had anticipated what Shedeur Sanders would bring when he stepped onto the practice field with a calm grin and that quiet Colorado-grown swagger. Sanders was supposed to be a developmental piece, a long-view project, a quarterback for next year. But after a week of practices, the Browns insider whispered to a national outlet that Stefanski might not have the luxury of waiting. "He's messing up the timeline," the insider said. They wanted clarity, but he's creating chaos in the best way. It started with a seam route. The first team was sluggish, drills dragging, receivers slipping out of breaks. Stefanski called for the second unit, almost as a palate cleanser. Sanders jogged out, adjusted his wristband, and on his first snap, he ripped a 35-yard dart between two defenders, hitting his tight end in stride. The sideline erupted, not just because of the throw, but because of the audacity of a rookie challenging the clock, the plan, the hierarchy. By the second scrimmage, Sanders was taking reps against the first-team defense. He turned a collapsing pocket into a highlight, spinning out and finding Amari Cooper on a crossfield laser that made even veteran Myles Garrett bark in disbelief. Reporters caught Stefanski biting his lip, arms still crossed, but his eyes flickered with something. Curiosity, maybe, or the recognition of a problem he secretly wanted to have. In the locker room, tension hummed beneath the usual preseason optimism. The presumed starter, a journeyman with a strong arm and playbook fluency, knew he needed every snap to secure his role. Sanders, meanwhile, moved like someone unconcerned with the chatter around him. Teammates gravitated toward his locker. He was cracking jokes, breaking down coverages on a tablet, but when his name surfaced in the meeting rooms, Stefanski noticed a subtle shift. Players leaned forward. They wanted to know more about this kid. And that was the problem. A QB1 deadline isn't just a date. It's a blueprint, offensive installs, timing with receivers, building cohesion. Stefanski valued stability above all else. The Browns hadn't had enough of it in years. But each Sanders throw rewrote the script. Each improvisation in 7-on-7 felt like a prophecy. The coaches debated late into the evening, film looping on the big screen. Too raw,